Hello and welcome to Colins Time to Bake, baking with the Bake Off. It's all about Victorian week, but this doesn't seem very appropriate. Now we're in legitimate Victorian times, right? Look at all the black and white, oh, it's so old-fashioned. Like we're really there. This week's technical challenge saw the bakers going back in time to make something called a tennis cake. I've never seen this or heard of it, but basically it's a fruit cake with a marzipan icing topping that's in the shape of a tennis court. I didn't realise tennis was such a popular sport in the Victorian times, ow. So let's begin. Preheat your oven to 160 degrees or 140 degrees if you have a fan oven or gas mark 3. No idea what it is in American terms, but we're in Victorian times now, so you gotta keep up. You'll need a 23cm by 15cm or 9 by 6 inch cake tin and grease it and double line it with parchment. Now you need to prepare your fruit. You need 350 grams of glassy cherries cut into quarters. Then take one 225 gram tin of pineapple, drain it well and chop roughly into pieces. Make sure this is dried as well as you can. Any moisture from the fruit can ruin the cake. I didn't drain them that well, as you'll see a little bit later. You'll then need 350 grams of dried apricots chopped up, 100 grams of blanched almonds chopped into pieces, or you can just buy them chopped up if you can't be bothered, 350 grams of sultanas and 2 lemons that you need to grate the zest off. Put these into a bowl and mix all together. You'll see now that my wet pineapple chunks have gone a bit stodgy, so I'm adding some flour I'm going to be using in the cake to coat outside the fruit to take away the excess moisture, though it's probably too late. In a separate bowl, add 250 grams of unsalted butter and 250 grams of castor sugar and beat until creamy and fluffy. Beat in 5 large eggs individually, adding a spoon of flour with each egg to prevent it from curdling. Finally, sift in 250 grams of self-raising flour and 75 grams of ground almonds. Fold this all in gently. Add the fruit and nutmegs and fold this all in together. Pour into your tin and make the top level. Bake this for 2 hours, yes, I know, until the skewer comes out clean. Cover it with tin foil to make sure that the top doesn't burn. So what with that now taking about 2 hours to cook, I guess I'd best do the dishes. Sure are a lot of them. Some of them are from last night. Once it's ready, leave to cool for 15 minutes in the tin and then take out and leave to cool completely on a wire rack. This will also take a while. But in the meantime, you can make your almond paste, which is basically just marzipan. Take 250 grams of ground almonds, 150 grams of castor sugar and 150 grams of icing sugar and mix this together in a bowl. Stir in 1 egg, pasteurized because this isn't being cooked, and 1 teaspoon of almond essence. Knead it together to form a dough, but not too much as this will make it a bit oily. Wrap it in cling film and leave it to the side. For the royal icing, you need to take 3 egg whites, again pasteurized if possible, and beat until frothy. Mix in 675 grams of icing sugar, 1 spoonful at a time. Once fully incorporated, mix until it forms stiff peaks on its own. Love it like a meringue. Cover with cling film and leave to the side. For the fondant icing, you place 4 gelatin leaves and 4 tablespoons of liquid glucose, 1.5 teaspoons of glycerin along with 2 tablespoons of water in a bowl over a pan with water boiling underneath. Allow the gelatin to melt completely into the mix. Make sure this doesn't go too hot or boil over. Sieve in 250 grams of the icing sugar into a bowl and make a well in the centre. Pour your gelatin mix into this well and mix with a wooden spoon. Pour a further 250 grams of icing sugar onto a work surface and tip the wet icing onto this. You're going to knead this together over and over and over using the icing sugar to mattify it. Keep kneading until it's pliable and smooth. Pinch a piece off and wrap it in cling film and leave it to the side. Then you'll want to colour the rest of it mint green, which is the desired colour of your tennis court, so however green you want your grass. Now take your almond paste and roll it out flat, using icing sugar to stop it from sticking to the surface or the rolling pin. Roll it to about half a centimetre thick or enough to ensure that you've got a full 9 by 6 inch rectangle, same size as the top of the cake. Cut the rectangle and place it onto a piece of parchment sprinkled with a little bit of icing sugar to stop it from sticking. Roll out your fondant icing in exactly the same way, cutting out a 9 by 6 inch rectangle and place this on top of your almond paste. Take your royal icing and split into 3 bowls. Using food colouring, colour 1 dusty pink and 1 autumn leaf and leave another one alone. Put the white icing in a piping bag with a small round nozzle, apparently number 3 writing nozzle. Put the pink icing in a piping bag with a number 8 star nozzle and the golden orange one into a piping bag with a number 7 nozzle. You can free draw or measure out your tennis court. Not being a fan of tennis, I had to Google what the court looked like. Using the white icing, you want to make sure you leave a 2 centimetre gap around the outside and make your tennis court that way. You're basically drawing with icing. On some parchment paper, pipe out 2 tennis rackets and a net. Make sure the net is about the same width as your court. Found out my court was about 12 centimetres in width. Make it about 3 centimetres high and then leave this to harden. Mine didn't ever just get to that stage, and I tried so many different ways. No net for Colin. Oh well. Using the pink and gold icing, pipe decorative rosettes or swirls wherever you wish, as long as the pink is closest to the court, and you'll do this all the way around the outside of your court. Now take your hopefully cooled cake and slice off the top. You can either use a cake leveler for this, or I just use a knife. If you do need a cake leveler, I've provided a link below to icejemshop.com, and there you can get one online. Now pick up your almond paste icing slice on top of the cake. Then take a piece of fondant icing you kept to the side and make your tennis ball, or in my case, a giant bowling ball in comparison to the rackets. And ta-da! Tennis cake! So here goes with the taste test. It's a little bit raw in the middle because there's too much moisture from the fruit. Oh well, we'll see how this goes. I'm not a big fan of fruitcake anyway, so yeah. Just tastes like fruit. There you have it, tennis cake. I'm not a big fan of fruit cake, so it tasted fine, it tasted nice. I enjoyed the fruit, I enjoyed the kind of cakiness of it all. Don't forget to follow me on social media. You can go on my website. My name is Colin, this is Colin's Time to Bake. Thank you very much, and I'll see you soon.